Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make groups in Canvas, add students to groups, and delete students from groups. So we're going to look at this Canvas course, which is TechForm 2015. And once you're in the course that you are want to work with, you would click on People in the left margin. And once that window populates, you have to wait a few minutes for it to find everybody. You've got a long list here of members of this course. Now what you want to do is you want to create a group, and there's a couple of ways you can get to the group creation menu. One of them is right here, plus group set. So I'm going to click on that, and once that window opens up, we're going to give this group set a name. Now a group set is a set of groups which would include everybody in your course or just certain people in your course, but you can only put each person into one group within a group set. There's another way to create groups in which you have a member who's a person who's a member of more than one group. But for today, we're going to work with group sets. So for the TechForm, we had a number of workshops, so I'm going to create a group set called workshops, and we'll divide up all of the teachers into different groups. You could do this automatically and randomly, and tell it you have a certain number of groups and 7 groups, and you want them all split into those groups as equally as possible. You could also automatically assign a leader to each group. You could, if students are joining the groups on their own, it's the first student to join the group, or a random student as group leader. We don't need a leader for these groups, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. And I'm going to create these groups manually so I can show you how to go about doing that. Now I'm going to click Save. And we'll get a new window with all of the students. This is a rather large class of 225. And currently we have no group, so we're going to add a group. And we're going to call this Workshop Canvas. We might have one on Infinite Campus. We might have another one on Windows 8.0 or whatever. And I'm going to leave this blank so that I can put as many people into it as I want. Click Save, and now I have one group. If I want another group for another workshop, I just click plus group, click Save, and now I have 2 groups. Now obviously I have nobody in these groups, and I can tell by clicking the little down arrow or the horizontal arrow and making it a down arrow, and I can see there are currently no students in this group. So I want to add students to this group. It's as easy as pie. All I have to do is click on the grab handle next to a student's name to the left of their name and pull them over into the group, and voila, they're now in this Canvas group. I can just pick anyone I want, pop them in here, and I'm done. If I want to add someone to the Infinite Campus group, I just bring them over to this window. I didn't quite have that one right. And notice that it says one student, but I can't see them because the little arrow here is still pointing horizontally. If I click it, I can see that I've added Lauren Andrews here. Now, if I make a mistake and I just said, oh my gosh, this student didn't want to be in the Canvas group, I can pull them out and put them back into the unassigned student group, or I can move them around to the group that I intended, and there they are. Let's take a look at the cog over here and see what options are available. So now that we have a group, every group has its own home page, and if I decide that, we could go to that in a minute. If I decide that I named the group incorrectly, I could go and click on Edit and change that. I could limit the number of members to the group. I could delete the group, or I could go visit the group homepage. Now, group homepages actually give every group member pretty equal access to all the controls that a teacher would have, but those controls only work within the group. So if I click People, for example, I only have access to the people that are in the group. If I click Discussions, as a member of this group, I could actually create a discussion. I have that power. The only people that will participate in this discussion are the members of the group. So that's a pretty handy feature for group members if they're working remotely after school, in the evening, on the weekend, or whenever. They can upload files from Google Docs or wherever. They could hold their own video conferences with multiple members of the group participating. They could create a collaborative Google Doc in which they could all take notes, and they can make announcements that go out to every member of the group. So group pages are a pretty handy thing. To go back to the course, you would click here. And now we're out of the group and back into the main course, as it were.